Welcome to our YouTube video series on business and incorporation law. My name is Christopher Neufeld of Neufeld Legal, and in this particular video we are focusing on the medical and dental professions and their use of professional corporations to conduct their business. Now, previously, these professional corporations were a highly effective means to split income with other family members. However, many years ago, the federal government introduced the kiddie tax. So it was pretty much left up to spouses to share in the income splitting of medical and dental professionals. However, as of the beginning of 2019, spouses were also subject to new income splitting rules. And those income splitting rules means that without effective strategic planning, spouses of medical and dental professionals can now be subject to the highest marginal tax rate on the monies they receive from their medical or dental professional spouse. A serious issue. And probably a serious issue that has not been addressed effectively by Revenue Canada with the imposition of fines and penalties on others because of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic, such that the Revenue Canada has been too busy with other things to start cracking down on this area, which you fully expect they were planning to do, or at least the federal government was planning to do. Now, what they do is somewhat deceptive in their presentation of scenarios, because out of the more than a dozen scenarios that are presented, only one pertains to a professional corporation. And even in that scenario, it is highly complex, highly unlikely. The structuring is very difficult to do. The cost is very difficult to do. And the possibilities that people are putting these kind of business structures together to effectuate some type of income splitting is highly unlikely. But as the one scenario they present, and they say, oh, in this scenario, a professional corporation is not going to be subject to a new tax on splitting of incomes. And as such, the spouse would not be subject to the highest marginal tax rate. But as I've said, that scenario is very unlikely. Most structures are going to subject the spouses to the highest marginal tax rate should they take any income from their medical or dental professional spouse. As such, we need to look at restructuring, revising, and modifying stuff before Revenue Canada starts to take action against medical and dental professionals who simply structure their business in accordance with the prevailing tax laws prior to 2019. Because if you don't, what is going to happen in most likelihoods is that as Revenue Canada gets back to normalcy, probably sometime in 2021, maybe even 2022 or 2023, they're going to start going after professionals, namely medical and dental professionals. And then they're going to subject them to harsh penalties and fines for years. Remember, it's going to be years dating back to your income that you split in 2019. So you could easily be looking at 4, 5, 6 years until it finally comes down and you haven't structured it. So what you need to be looking at is start dealing with knowledgeable professionals in the legal and accounting field to restructure your business and to allow yourself either to avoid splitting income or to split income in a more effective way with new business structures. A lot of it's going to be dependent on the facts of your own case and how you can structure stuff, but there are potential opportunities available to yourself but you have to move on them. Because just because nothing's happening, there's a lot of stuff in the world that's not happening for a while. But when it finally comes about, tax authorities go backwards in time. And oftentimes they go back up to 7 years oftentimes that they'll look back. And if they can, they'll try even further. And that is an issue for yourself. When you didn't plan for it, you don't want to be giving them money unnecessarily. So don't do it. Structure effectively, engage the right professionals, and get stuff corrected. Thank you.